All right. So here we are. Oh, something's going on here. All right, so here we are on another stream, another Saturday, another day with me. Another day. Hello, Grease. Hello, Grease Mike. Yes. Hello, Ferd. How's it going? It is another fine Saturday evening. Had to shovel some snow this morning. 'Twas a fun time. That's my exercise for the whole week. I'm pretty shoveling snow doesn't bother me, mostly because I don't do any physical activity ever. So literally, the only thing I do a physical activity in winter is shoveling some snow, and we barely get snows. We've had about three snow days, and they're not even like super blizzards or anything. They're about 6 inches of snow and stuff. Oh, I can't see this chat. Let me see. Ah, yes, fairly new activity for you. Yes, yes, very fairly new, but I don't hate it. I definitely sometimes I pretend to hate it, to fit in with the locals. I'm like, I hate it too. It's like, this sucks, right? It makes everything a lot more difficult, and I understand. I have a different, I guess, life where it doesn't affect me as much. And I think maybe get a little philosophical here. I think the way snow slows down life in general, like life and driving and the sound and all that stuff. I think it's necessary. We're always on this hyperdrive, going forward, moving through information at our fingertips. That's kind of nice. Ferd says we had a blizzard conditions yesterday. The worst part is when the snowplow passes by after you've cleared your driveway. Yes, that's probably terrible. I definitely have feeling the muscles right now from all the shoveling. But yeah, that does sound terrible. That's a direct, literal spit in your face for snow. Clearing out the car as well. Getting the snow off the top of the car, and the snow off a little ice on the windshield and stuff. Like I said, it makes things a process, which obviously for most people is bad. But sometimes I think you gotta, you gotta, you gotta sit down and be forced to smell the roses, because it's like, well, I could smell a rose whenever. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too philosophical here. I just think certain inconvenient, the little things in your life that you do, that is life. You're living it. That is it. And if you don't take note of it, um, I think most of your life can pass pretty quickly. Anyway, enough of this philosophical deep take here. We're here. It's another Saturday. We are doing. It's gonna be a shorter one. And by shorter, I mean an hour. And by an hour, I'll probably end up doing two, which is always what happens when I do more. When I say I want a short stream. So we have this scene here. Uh, Life is the little inconveniences between the big jobs. Exactly, exactly. The little things. It's always. I can't emphasize enough how much the small things are what you remember, and what like really matter. Like what I always do is I imagine myself on my deathbed, and I'm like, what would I remember? Would I be like, good thing I put in 80 hours of overtime this week. On June 15 to 10 years ago. I'm so happy I did that. I've got to remember that for the rest of my life. No, you don't. You don't do that. You think of a lot of other things. Laughing while doing chores with somebody. Anyway, I'm back on it again. Anyway, we're doing the scene. We're doing this scene. Um, and we've gotten some headway on it. So let's see where we're at with it actually. Boop boop boop. It's still all rough. Some rough stuff. So let's open this puppy up. Okay, cool. So we got the helicopter going in. We got the helicopter. All of this still needs to be tweaked. This is like not final, guys. All this, I just want to get all the blocking out and then start really fine tuning every shot. So the helicopter goes in. The helicopter flies in. Person moves forward. We cut to a close up. They're doing a scan. This is where the scan is happening. Beep boop 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 boop. Bam. Scan's happening, right? And if we look back at our original, we have the helicopter fly in, boom, it's so fast. Person walks up, turns on, they look down, they do the scan, and then the next scene, that's the whole scan, is a close up to the device on the chest. And let's see here. So it goes up to a close up on the chest for the device. There's the scan, right? Beep beep beep. Hold on, it's playing. So yeah, so we'll have a pen down to the device. She goes into like this ghost mode. Bam. And then there'll be a shot outside of the helicopter, and then that's when she does her leap. So let's see. She does her leap. Boom. She's going down. We'll see the city or whatever. Get the horizon down low. All right. Bam. Goes down. Falling through. We do some close-ups and then they're falling through. So we're gonna work on, we're gonna skip some of these shots and we're gonna work on, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna just go on her going from the helicopter to doing the dive and then cutting to like this wide shot here. Let's see if it plays out. So yeah. So boom, goes, turns on. Oh. She goes through. Boom. We cut to the wide with the helicopter. Yeah, and then we cut to like one of these up shots, and then we land on this scene here. Okay, so let's figure that out. So do I have multiple blenders open? I do not. Let's open the jump. There's this like there's like this. I found a different way to fake fog, not using volumetrics, which was pretty interesting. It involves shaders and like matching the background and stuff. So, I definitely want to try that out. Maybe at some point in the stream, I'll work on it and see and show you guys to see if it's like useful for you guys. Cause I like faking stuff. I hate using all the heavy stuff Blender has to offer, cause that's what makes my Blender crash, or it makes it slow. Okay, so we're doing the shot where it's up to the side. So we have the camera here. So let's unmount our camera. And by unmount, I just mean unparent it. So I'm gonna do alt. Well, let me put the screencast keys. Let me edit my screencast keys. So not visible. So no one cheating stuff in VFX is a great skill. Honestly, when I was doing VFX for like short films and all that stuff, all of VFX just feels like cheating. We're trying to get it out as fast as possible. So literally like 90% of the stuff is like cheats, quote unquote cheats, right? When I mean cheats, I guess that's the way to do it. We're just not like doing like, oh, this is the scene where we need, you know, this to be water. Like we'll cheat the water and we won't like sit there and render out and build out a whole water animation for like this one 5-second shot that would take a long time if we like simulate it. So that's what I mean by cheats. But yes, it's all about cheating. Let's move that to the left. Let's make the font size bigger. Let's see. That's pretty big. Let's make this smaller. There we go. What else does this need? Space bar. You still get the point across to the viewer. Yeah, you still get the point across to the viewer. But with VFX, even the cheats look good. At least nowadays. At least nowadays, you could do a lot of like the effects, not all of them of course, but like a lot of those effects in like WandaVision with like the magic and all that stuff. That's all, a lot of that could be done in After Effects or is done in After Effects. um and with some time and some After Effects guru, you can do all that in like 2D 3D and it'll look through, you can make it look 3D. It you don't have to simulate, go into Blender, model out, you know, Wanda, make sure that it's, no, you don't need, sometimes you don't even need to do all that stuff. You're basically like magically painting on a video. Okay, here we go. So okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, so let's get this camera. We're unparenting it. Simple stuff here. Let me put this to rendered view so it looks nice. Okay, so unparenting it. That's Alt P. We're gonna do keep transformations. It's no longer with it there. It has keyframes. Let's make sure we erase the keyframes. Clear keyframes. Alright, we're going in. Alright. Let's get that shot. Should the shot be... So the shot's going to be wide over here. Actually, let's make this not rendered. There we go. Let's do this one rendered. And this one's solid. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, so let's get this started. We're going to be doing a wide. From what the notes say from Spitfire, he said lower that horizon. So that's what we'll do. Let's see what our lens is. 23. Let's go 18. Because if we look down, right? We're gonna go through there. So I think what I'm gonna do is Let's try out some different shots. Let's figure out where this shotting is gonna go. This shot. Okay. What if we did like 100? Like really? Oop, not 1 millimeter. Let's go 100. Let's really punch in here. Is there any way we can get the background here? Nah, maybe we should do like a 50 millimeter. And this is just all playing with the cameras. All right. So let's put the camera there just for for the time sakes. But what I'm gonna do is I'm now going to get our character who is attached to this. And let's just animate them falling down. So this is something that's like a technical issue that I don't have thought out. I didn't even think about this. But right now I have the character parented to the helicopter who is moving with the helicopter, but once I want to animate them, so once they leave the helicopter, right, they like woo, they're no longer should be parented to it, right? So we do like a shot like that. You can see that they're like floating there. The movement is pretty subtle that maybe I can quote unquote cheat this and just have the helicopter not move and have the camera move instead, and then we can problem solve because I don't want to think about it. So we're gonna plow right through this. Because I could stay stuck in that type of issue. Like I want to do it this way. You know what? We'll clear the helicopter keyframes. Helicopter's not moving anymore. Character not moving, and we'll just have the camera move like around, so it looks like the camera's moving. All right, so problem solved for now. Hopefully that doesn't come bite me in the butt. All right, so let's get our character who is the armature here. All right, there we go. All right, and now let's animate the I guess I can unparent the armature from the unparent the null, so Alt P, keep transformations. There we go. Okay. Let's do a thing here. It's just gonna be super rough. Let's start it from the beginning. We will do a keyframe for rotation maybe and location. We will see if that's even gonna be needed. And let's move it a little forward, and we'll start playing with the keyframes after that. We'll have let's move them. Let's rotate her. Let's see what this looks like. I gotta remember to turn this off. Auto keying on. So let's just do auto keying, so it just keys automatically. So we got whoom. So that's good. And then the next shot should be them jumping. I'm doing, when I grab them, I'm hitting Shift Y so it doesn't move forward or back. I'm basically excluding a an axis. Okay, so they start there, they fly over, whoom. Maybe they do a little jump, and then they rotate some more. This is gonna look so jank, but we'll work through it. All right, let's go into our dope sheet here. Make sure all our, this is not the dope sheet. Let's go to our dope sheet so I can see all the keyframes as I'm making them, which is always good stuff to do. All right, so we're going. We're like, woo. All right, actually, let's start this over. Let's clear keyframes. Let's do it again. Insert keyframes. Insert keyframes. So for the first 10 frames, I just want her to rotate. Maybe do like a 45. It already got keyed. See what that looks like. Moves a little too quickly, so we will move the keyframes. So around here, can I simulate a jump? So we're gonna go here, around here, we will do another keyframe. And then for the location, and then we'll have a movement. All right, let's see. All right, so let's look at our transformations here. I think for the location, we will actually make it a little further. And then for the rotation, let's make it further. Maybe like this. Look at this nitty gritty work. All right. All right, we're gonna move the rotation earlier, so it happens earlier. All right, cool. I think we're almost there. This screencast keys maybe is a little too big. Maybe we'll take off the background. We'll make it a little smaller. And maybe we'll make it in the center. No, not left. Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep it going. So here we go. We go ba. All right. And instead of here at this point, we will move downwards instead. So we'll do G, maybe here. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, I think we're getting closer. Let's make the move slower. Just make it slower here. So it doesn't look like it just rushes at the end. Okay. We are blocking. Fred, looks like you're the only one here. How's your day going? How's your life going? How tis it goeth? Are you still at that job doing what you described as monkey's work? I don't. How tis it? Okay. All right. Cool. So we're getting there, right? So let's bring back the animatic we had. So they fall, and then so it looks like we should do a close up and then a wide. So let's do that. So we got our wide camera already set up. So let's get our close up camera. And it looks like they'll keep going. Then we do a camera up front, which would be cool. And then we cut to the one overhead. Okay. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Fred says, I have one more week on the contract. All right. Is that good or bad news? Do you want to stay longer, or are you done with the project? All right. All right. We got multiple cameras, so let's put this one's already. I'm gonna call this one wide. Wide. We'll make another camera. I have mixed feelings. Isn't that just life? Why does everything got to be so mixed and complicated? I should say, not mixed. Okay, cool. So we got that. We got the basic fall there. Bam. All right, so we'll get a second camera. We'll call this close up. So I just duplicated it. We'll call it close up. Right? And then I'm gonna hit Control P, and I think I'm moving it now. Let's see. I am. This is the one. Let's cut to a close up here. First says, I don't mind work, but I don't like the actual show. Ah, the old, I like the work, I don't enjoy the content dilemma. I've been in that one many a times in my past. But do you think that this will lead to some other stuff? Like, are you gonna be recommended for something else, or? I mean, obviously you can't predict that. All right, let's go. Let's continue doing this close up. All right, I think we'll go wider. We'll go 28. All right. Slow down here. If we did something super wide, is that ridiculous? Let's see. It looks pretty good in the shot over here, honestly. Let me get rid of this header. There it is. Let's see, does it look better here? Or does it look better just at a 50? And a little thing's a little flatter. We can't see most of the cool city, which would be cool to see. So let's actually do a 28. For it, I hope so. I learned some stuff about the software and where the pipeline can be tweaked. What software are you working with, if you don't mind sharing? A little bite here. Alright. The worst part is the production tracking. What is the production tracking software? Is that like Shogun? Shotgun? I think I've like seen it a couple times. Or is it one giant Excel spreadsheet? Is that what you told me? It's a spreadsheet or something? That's right, yes. I do remember. I do remember, Ferd. Alright, so let's set up these markers. So we'll start with, right in the beginning, frame 1. We're on the close-up camera. We'll go to marker, and we'll go bind camera to marker. Bam, so we're on the close-up there. So they're moving. Ooh, why is my camera moving? Hold on. Oh, because I have auto key on. I knew I hate turning that option on because it like always does this. There we go. Okay, we're good now. Some weird stuff's happening. Oh, no, it's gone. Oh, oh. We'll hit save just to make sure. Having said that, I've been researching production management software. Yes, if you find any you like, Ferd, please say them and recommend them. I'm always thinking about that type of stuff. I haven't worked on any projects with big enough teams to require anything like extravagant. I remember I got interviewed for a job and I got like quizzed on Shotgun, whatever that software is, and they showed me like a picture and screens, and my eyes glazed over a bit. Um, then there's like Monday.com. Isn't that like a web one? You could tell I get ads. More for personal interest rather than for a workplace. Shot Grid is what it's called now. I'm interested in Kitsu. Yeah, you told me about Kitsu. That's right. Yeah, managing stuff is so boring, but so necessary. All right, so we'll right about here, about that 45-degree angle. She's clipping through the helicopter. It doesn't matter. You know what's happening. Right there. We'll go to the other camera, camera wide, and we'll bind this marker. All right, cool. So we got two cameras. We got boom. All right, and this is where we're gonna tweak the second camera here. I'm liking it. It's getting there. Moving forward. Let's see, Kitsu. Yes, it's purple because I clicked on it. All right. All right. Okay, so we're moving through. Got our shot. We got the binds. Now we'll fix this camera. So we're gonna lower the horizon. We're gonna go wider. I think this one should be 18 millimeter. All right, we'll lower it over here. Let's see if this is good. It's gonna look good. All right, let's see what that looks like. I'm playing it. Ooh. I'll play it real time. Let's see. I have them stopping right there. So let's tweak them now. Bum 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 bum. All right. All right. So let's turn on auto key again, and let's not forget to turn it off. So we're gonna bring it all the way down till we can't see it. All right, let's get this rotation. Just these guys right here, right? And let's just overlap them here. So then, all right, cool. We'll get these keys, the location ones and the rotation, and we'll bring them out. Maybe you should go a little slower. Let's see. All right, let's see what this looks like. How much time before she reaches the roof? Let's see. Good question. The answer that off the top of my head, Ferd, is I was not thinking about that. But let's find out now. Because we could move this building up. We're not trying to follow any sort of rules here. Because I do want a shot, right? I do want a shot where like she's falling to the roof here, right? We can't see it. And then we cut into her like this, like a straight on shot. Passes the camera, right? Boom. And then they come into scene as we're looking down at the building. And then we're breaking, or she's phasing through all the floors and stuff. So I guess some time. There will be some time. It's like a build up for it, you know. And hello, Evelyn. Good to see ya. It might be good to find out. You got to squeeze all that inside that time. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. So yeah, we'll figure it out now, and we will figure it out by feeling. We're gonna, and this may be not good, but we're gonna go into this dark room with our eyes closed, and we're gonna feel around for the things that we need. So we're gonna run and gun. We'll write the book, and then we'll edit later. Or else I'll stay here with like small little details, not making any progress. All right, there we go. Boom. All right. We're going to do a third camera. Okay, so she phases through the roof. Yeah, she's going to be phasing through all the floors. So there's a shot in right before this where she activates like something on her chest that makes her be able to phase through objects. So she turns it on, right? So boom, she turns it on. It like makes her see-through or transparent. So when she jumps from the roof or from the helicopter, she's going to, or maybe she might activate that on her way down. That could be cool too. And then she's gonna phase through all the floors. So she's basically like drilling through this giant skyscraper, floor after floor, and then she's gonna reactivate her solubility. So she's gonna go through all the floors, and then once she hits the floor that she wants to land in, she turns it back on, and then she does like a superhero landing. Right, yeah, so there's like these shots that Spitfire was saying that we would do of the side of the building too as we go through. Okay, cool. I was under the impression she was invisible. I was imagining an invisible 3-point landing on the roof. Oh no. No. She's gonna be then do the face thing, kinda like Portal. Kinda like Portal. Is that like a cutscene from Portal? Or like what do you mean from Portal? The game? We're talking about the game, right? Alright, so boom, camera. She goes, fly. Okay, we're gonna hit a third camera. So 1, 2. Let's rotate earlier. There we go. I don't. Yes, again. I want to know what she's after. You want to know what she's after? What is she after, Ferd? What would be a cool thing that would be? I'm like crowdsourcing my little story here. What would be a cool thing she's after? I saw her as, just so you know, some preliminary thoughts I had, all not solid stuff. I just imagined this scene. She is some sort of like, I think about sci-fi and cyberpunk. So she's some sort of like shadow runner. Maybe she's part of a group of shadow runners that all have very distinct abilities. And hers is she's able to phase through walls. So she's like an extractor. So she extracts physical objects from things. This is very like, you know, Trinity getting Morpheus or Neo getting Morpheus from like the building. It's very inspired by that. So she could be for me it's after a person or a thing, but as you said in the comment there, a Klondike bar, that could work too. The Klondike bar, like the one. I bet they'll love that as a commercial. like a like a big heist trying to get the best Klondike bar. Let me get a third camera now. Ghost in the Shell. Oh yes. What am I even thinking? So yes, very much Ghost in the Shell, very much Matrix E. Mostly Ghost in the Shell though. There's that. That is definitely what my unconscious is doing right now. When I thought about this idea, that's where I got my inspiration, so to speak. Absolutely Ghost in the Shell. Absolutely. All right, let's go into this camera wide. Let's duplicate it. And let's call camera close up fall. These are terrible names. I'm going to hit control numpad 0. I'm now in camera close up fall. We will go in, baby. All right, let's get a close-up shot here. A wide shot would be awesome if she glowed or something. Are you using a new mic? No. Is there something wrong with my mic? Please tell me. Am I not? Hold on. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with my mic here. Don't leave me hanging, Ferd. Too much anticipation. All right, let's get this close up here. Volume changes quite a bit, even if you move away a bit. Maybe I'm not speaking good. My mic is like right next to my face, and then I move away. Let's see if there's a filter, maybe, that I can edit. Maybe not. Are there different patterns for audio pickup? I am the weakest. Or maybe some kind of volume normalization. Let's see if there's volume normalization. I'm editing. I'm going to look at it right now on screen. So all I have right now is like noise suppression, which maybe I don't even need. All right, let's disable it for now. Tell me if my audio is okay without this noise suppression. You'll be we're troubleshooting my live stream live. All right, so I took off noise suppression, and there is noise gates. If anybody out there is listening, compressor, limiter. I don't know what these are. I'm not good with audio. Expander. What's an expander? Testing. Is that any good? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm gonna leave everything off, and you tell me if it's any good. Testing 1, 2. All right. All right. Tell a story and move on a bit. Anyway, everything's off. We're gonna move on. We're gonna get this close up. I love this shot. How it looks here with the fog and fade. Like lean away or turn your head. So I'm leaning back and I'm talking back here while I'm getting this shot. We're going to do a close-up. Let's see if we can get the helicopter in the shot. We'll slow down this camera a bit. And we will... Oh, I got to tilt her head. Boom. We'll get the camera... Helicopter full main. What was I doing there? Maybe not a wide. Would a closer shot be more interesting? We're moving. Right there. You just lose a lot of the low end the further you move away. Okay. Good to know. But it's okay. I can still make out what you're saying. All right, I'll make sure to try and not move away too much. And I need a new mic. My mic's not great. It does the job though. All right, let's move this guy, girl, I should say. The shot right here. And we're gonna animate this skeleton. But we're also going to cut to this camera. So we're on the close-up fall there, and then we'll do. How about a lavalier mic? Yes, I've thought about the lavalier mics. I just haven't had the thought about spending that money to do it. I'm like, I have like all these other mics. They're working fine, right? But yes, a lavalier will probably be great. It's on the list. Once I get my Patreon, my super chats, all my stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go into the armature of this character. Watch DIY perks. Will they help me with the lavalier? Cheap and easy? Viewport display. The guy made a lav mic out of an old repurposed laptop mic. Oh. I love me some projects. Let me write that down right now. Bam. DIY perks. Nice. Subscribed. Okay. Alright, so we're going to edit this skeleton. So the head moves from here to the end result that I want. So we'll do the pose mode. We'll go here. We will... auto key still on. Hopefully nothing has messed up. Probably my camera close-up fall has messed up, actually. Oh, it didn't. Look at that. Okay, let's get this armature. I'm going to hit I and do rotation. We'll move a little forward. We'll center it again. And we will rotate it. This is not the bone that moves the head. This is the move that moves the head. Okay. So let's undo that. Here it is. This is the bone. We'll hit I in rotation. Then we'll move a little forward. And by this point, I want this to move up on the Y. I don't want them to break their neck, but that looks fair. There we go. We're going to take off auto key on because it's scary all the time. We will make this on the thing invisible, and then we'll look at it again. So let's see what this looks like. I'm looking at the left screen there. Okay. Let's go to my close-up fall cam. Let's just play it in real time. So it goes down. Maybe we'll start further back here with this cam, and we'll keep moving it backwards here. So let's get the fall cam. Auto key is off. We are on it. Oh, this has all the keys on. Gross. Erase all the keys. What if you parented the camera to her head? I think that is a good idea. I was gonna like manually do it so then the camera can stop and then pass by, right? So this is how I was gonna do it. Let's see what it looks like. We're gonna start here. Right. Now I'll hit I on these. We'll do it real quick too. Oh, it doesn't continue falling. We will fix that too. Alright, yeah, this is not going to work the way I wanted it. I think you're right. Let's parent the... Okay. Okay. Or key influence it so it starts starts following with her. I think that is also a good idea. So let's... Can we do that with just a constraint? See, I think that's where I start getting into this nitty-gritty complication that like stops project. I think you're right on the parenting. I'm not going to use constraints. I think it'll be easier to parent. I think you're 100% correct though. So I'm going to parent this to the null. So I'll do that. Control P. Object keep transformations. There. Alright, so let's see what this looks like now. Alright, cool. So with the parenting, it'll be easier because then I'm following and then I can keyframe the camera, you know. So let's make this, from this spot forward, move faster. No, I'm just kidding, not move faster, but continue moving. Because they stop moving here. So let's get this. Oh man, what the heck happened? Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to do auto keyframe and turn it right off right when we finish here. So it stops here, but from here forward, we're going to have a different trajectory, right? So let's move it down. I'm looking at the left scene. Trying to get a good shot here. Maybe further down here and maybe rotate. Let's see what that looks like real quick. Alright, so the camera goes down. Boom. Alright, I think we're getting there. Because what I gotta keep reminding myself, right, when I'm doing this, when I'm making this, is, and this happens in like 2D art all the time, is like I can't sit there and paint all the little details just yet. I have to block it out. Block it out and we'll fix it and tweak it and we'll go some more passes. Or else I'll sit here and like, you know, tweak forever. But I think this is getting there, right? So we're going, falling, boom. Alright, I think this is good. Let's play it in real time. Falls down, cuts the camera. And then right when the camera goes, when we get onto the camera, maybe, let's see what, now that the camera is parented to the character, I can test out a few things that I want to see what it would look like, right? Like, let's see what it will look like to change the focal length as they fall. It sounds like a dumb idea, but let's just see what it looks like, and then I'll know, right? So I'm going to keyframe the focal length. I'm also going to take off auto key. And as it moves forward, I go wider. Does that look? Let's see. Nope. Let's try going closer. What if we like really punched in? All right. Yeah, I am making the sound effects. Maybe a little further here. Alright, maybe we start before. Nah, get in on her face. I agree. But I needed to see what it looked like. Alright, so let's undo all of that. Let's try camera move, right, while being parented. So let's do location and rotation. Let's move forward and see if we can go in, not change camera, and slowly punch in on her face. Right, like right here. Tighter framing, seeing the helicopter getting smaller faster. Illusion of speed. Would zooming in, would pushing in and then maybe just changing the focal length? What is that? Like, didn't Hitchcock do something like that? So let's see what we got here. We got whoop. Obviously this is way too fast. All right, yeah, I think you're right. Let's try that. Let's play with that. Not with this. This is not looking great. Let me save my project file. Oh, all right. So this is going in. Boom. It's way too slow. Because it definitely doesn't feel like they're moving fast. Or that this character is moving quickly. So let me try a couple of things here. Let me change to a wide. I would not use that focal pulling in this instance. Okay, okay. See what it looks like though. I'm just curious. Alright, we got... I'm just having fun now. Alright, and then we will do location rotation. Have it on her face from the start of the shot. Oh, this is... I'm just curious what this looks like. We're going to do that, though, Ferd. You're absolutely right. Let's see. Ah! Yeah, that looks... And this looks like an anime shot for real. Like, when it's stretching out. It's like, whoom. Like, what if we got real close? I'm just curious. Cuts into the face. Okay, let's see. And yeah, we'll cut before this. Anyway, just wanted to see. I think you're right. I think we should, to keep everything like readable, right? We go in our face and then we follow her down faster. Like, I think that's what we need to do. I think you're right. Speaking of that, Quarter Crew had a fun episode about Bollywood action, effectively saying it's live action anime. I think I saw that one, and it is. Bollywood's insane, man. With what what I like about Bollywood is that, like, they're not afraid to have some fun, man. Like, it doesn't, not everything has to be like DC superhero, nitty gritty, realistic. I mean, Marvel's getting there. I mean, we have like Doctor Strange now and Multiverse and WandaVision and stuff. But there's something about Bollywood that's just whimsy, whimsy and fun. Uh, okay, so let's go. What I want to do is it's over the top fun stuff. Yeah, yeah. I think there's a there's so little joy in life that anytime somebody gets up in arms about like silly things, I'm just like, oh man, like just let it go. Let's have some fun, man. Let's have some fun. Okay. For this shot, let's see if how far I have to be away from the helicopter before it looks tiny. We're gonna make this building invisible for now, but I just want to see how far we have to go. Alright, let's keyframe that. Let's see how far we went compared to the building. We are literally on the ground. Like, we went almost the whole distance. But this is how we're cheating. This is what we're cheating for here. This is why I'm doing this in different scenes and different stuff. It's animation. We're having fun here. So for this whole shot, let's see how fast it goes. It even goes through the building. Let's take off the main building real quick. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, it obviously has like an interpolation on here, so we're definitely gonna fix that. Where's our guy? Where's our guy? Nope. There he is. There he is. Alright, let's fix this interpolation for this dive here, which will be the location right. Yeah, it's over the top fun. I wouldn't give her more than 1 second on her for that view. Agreed. Agreed. So let's figure out how to do that in 1 second then. I'm just wanna. This is what I'm accidentally getting nitty gritty here. I'm just trying to just change this interpolation to make myself feel better right now. So what I want to do is this. Hit T and do linear. No, not all of it. Just these guys. T linear. There we go. Okay, we're gonna put keyframes on here. Erase these doodads. Delete those keyframes and then make these linear. There we go. That's much better. One Mississippi. Yeah, just about there. And we'll cut it, right? It'll be like 1 Mississippi. Let's take this H off of there too, so we can see this a little clearer. Where is this guy? There he is. Vroom. One Mississippi. 1 Mississippi. There's like a weird. Alright. Boom. So there we go. So diving out, boom, falling, wide shot, 1 Mississippi. Let's see. Oh man, we're going at 12 frames a second. This is terrible. This is probably a lot faster than I think it is. Let's see how fast it is. Okay. It's pretty fast. Good. Now going at this speed, it's like super fast. This is terrible. Not terrible, but like it just sucks that like the when I'm not paying attention and it's not playing in real time, it like ruins all my timing. It doesn't ruin it. I could obviously extend all these keyframes together, but okay. So I think what I want is just a little camera move forward. So let's get the cam. Let's get the cam. Kelly! What's up, Grease Monkey? The homie. Kelly, I didn't know I had super chats on. I appreciate the $2. How you doing? How's life? How's his projects? No, but seriously, I didn't know I had super chats on. Literally this morning, it told me that I didn't have it. Did they give it to me while I was on stream? Oh, I do have it. It just says that I don't have access to super thanks. Ah. Anyway. Just checking in to see what's poppin'. We're moving forward with the Animatic. Chatting with Ferd. Having some funsies, hanging out. Figuring out this shot of the falling of the helicopter here, where it makes sense. And then later on, I didn't want the stream to be super long, but I was gonna do some testing on some materials that fake fog. So I already have like this fog that I'm faking here with the camera in real-time fog, but this one just uses like the shaders. So I was just curious to see if it works. I saw it online, but I wanted to test it out. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so let's see what we have here. We got the shot. You know, they're falling from the helicopter. They turn it. We skip this shot, but turn it on. Then we go into the helicopter shot, which is much closer than I have it right now. I guess we could tweak that. We do the wide, right? And we're just blocking this out. We'll get closer to this. Then they fall. Boom. Right? Helicopter going. We do one of those push camera shots, which is cool. We'll see the helicopter in the background. Air whooshing by. The helicopter's like at an angle here. I wonder if that makes it more appealing or something. And then we're going to do an overhead shot going closer to the building, and then we can start building that out. And this is the shot I'm excited for. Right where she goes right through the building. She goes like right here, and then boom, hits the building and goes through, right? It's gonna be great. We might not get that on this this go. I'll be your first Patreon once that's up too. Thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate it. Fred says, Kelly, you're in CG Matters and Default Q supporter too, aren't you? Saw your name on Patreon supporters credit crawl. Yes. Kelly out here supporting the blenders, the blendies, the blender heads. I appreciate it, Kelly, so much. And you'll be my first Patreon too. Tears will come into my eyes. Okay, so let's go. Whoom. We'll follow them through. Yeah, what I wanted to do is the camera move, right? So we'll do the camera move, and it is moving towards the camera. So let's get our camera, and we'll look through it, and we will animate the location and maybe the rotation. We'll see. And we'll just push in a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, right? So we'll go maybe up to like here, right? We'll go in, and we'll do it again. Yeah, and this will cut off before this, so it'll be like whoop. And I think the camera move should be already happening, and maybe it's a little too much already. I just want it to be subtle. Maybe less. There we go. So they go. All right. So I think what I want, I like this shot. There's a lot of empty space. Like, what am I gonna fill this on the left here, right? What is this camera called? Hold on. The wide, right? So if I go to the wide, which I am now, can this be framed better? Should I push in more? Let's see. Maybe something like this. Let's see what that looks like. This doesn't have keyframes. Okay. We're saving. Let's see if it looks better. Like that. Let's take off all these overlays. Sometimes they get in there. All right, cool. I think that's better. There we go. Okay. Think we're going. What's the next shot after this? I think I'm keeping in a note in my head that I am sometimes getting too caught up in this. So let's go back to our shot. There's the push up. All right. Close. This is what we're doing. Maybe we should be closer already. We'll tweak that later. Let's just do this shot here. So this shot is them going into the building, or them about to hit the roof, right? The roof of the building, and then we'll do a shot on the side where we're gonna go through it. Okay. But they have to come into the shot though, from what it looks like. So they're here. We got the roof, and we're going. Let's see how we can do that, especially since we're kind of cheating it here. Because if you see where this character is at, and we put in our building, they're already at the bottom floor of the building. So we're definitely going to I may do this in a separate Blender file just so I can have these shots all lined up. I have 3 camera moves here, and then we can tweak it in. So let me take off the main building. Off of that, there you go. I think it looks cool at least. Like if we put it into rendered mode, We have our shot. Boom. And we're going in. Maybe we should already be closer. Nah. We'll wait. We won't tweak that yet. So, I'm saving. I'm gonna duplicate this project. And we're gonna play around with the next shot, which is the person falling, coming into the top there, and we'll work through it. So I'm going in, and I'm just gonna copy paste this. I pasted, and we'll call this. This will probably be the phasing one. So overhead. We'll call it overhead fall. Does not matter, right? We'll go in. We already saved this, right? We'll save it again to make sure. And we will nope, we will open. Overhead fall. It's the same thing. I just want to be able to not mess all the work up I already did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase some of these cameras. They're already marked down here with the camera binders, which I don't know how I feel about them. They're great, but I don't know. Sometimes they mess me up. So I'm erasing my cameras, erasing these markers as well. Okay, and now we're doing the overhead shot, or the over the building shot. So we won't even need the helicopter anymore. The helicopter is out of the picture. So let's get the helicopter out. And let's start right at... Why do they disappear? Oh, it's because they go really fast after that. Look at them. They're like, whoosh. Alright, so we're going to erase these keyframes at the end. Looking at some toes. Alright. We're going to get our camera, and we're going to call it something else right now. And we're going to unparent it as well. So unparent. We're going to go camera overhead. We're going to go into our camera. And let's start setting up the shot. We also have to bring back our main building. So let's bring back our main building. Let me get out of this view here so we can see it from a different angle here. It's hard to see because things are huge. There we go. Alright, the camera overhead. Whoa, what camera is this? Oh, there it is. Oh, there's another camera here, that's why. Let's erase this camera. Let's also bring back that H, just so we can see, get some like orientation here for the build-in. Let me make sure my stream is still going okay here. Okay, sometimes I'm always afraid I'm gonna look and my stream is like shut down, exploded. So let's do a few things here. Let's position the camera and figure out our lens that we're going to use. So let's click. Oh my god, this is so difficult. Oh, I have no camera right now. Okay. So I'm gonna hit Control S so I can put the cursor onto that. What I was controlling was an empty. There's my camera. And I'm gonna choose this camera, hit Control, numpad 0. There we go. This is the camera. I was using this empty the whole time. Not good. Okay, so I erased the empty. Didn't need it. Tom Vent. I enjoy your videos. Stream looks good and audio is good. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for watching and thanks for hanging out. Thanks for letting me know that my stream is good too. Like I said, I just said it. I'm always worried. Let's turn on this H. Where the hell is the H? Okay, we turned off the... Like, I look to the corner and like, it looks like sometimes my stream flashes. And it's maybe something up, but we'll see. Okay, where's that H? I had an H. Here it is. There's the H. Now we're going to orient ourselves. We're going to choose the camera. I don't want to see the outside, so we're going to make it black. And I might parent this to the character. We're going to rotate. There we go. And we're going to do a lot of tweaking of this building too. Like, we're just cheating the heck out of this. So what I'm going to do is set up my initial shot here. So my initial shot, should I use a close-up lens? Should I use a wide lens? Let's start wide because we're just playing around. We'll do 28. Let's zoom out a bit here. Alright, so there's our building. Alright. Let's position this. Just so we see what's happening, right? We're going to start off from above where we can kind of see the buildings on the corner there. Alright, so while we're here, let's get the armature character close to the camera. So there he is. Or there she is, I should say. We'll get it close to the camera. I'm looking at the left side here just to position this. So let's bring them all the way up. All the way. There we go. GY. There we go. I'm going to look directly from above now. Are we lined up? Let's see if we can do something better here. There. There we go. Close to the camera. I want them to come in from the left. So let's GY. They're going to come in this way and then fall in, right? So this time I'm going to parent the character to the camera, and the camera is going to be moving while the character moves there. So we will hit, I have the camera on a null, hold shift, select, the light color is the parent, Control P, keep transformations. Oh no, vice versa. I want the camera to be the parent. So the parent has to be lighter, that yellow color. Control P, keep transformations. And now I'm going to animate this camera with the character a little bit off there. Oh no. So what I need to do to make sure my character doesn't move. Right now I have the camera, the character has keyframes. All these keyframes. So right when I move from here, it like it shifts back to what its keyframes are, and I can't let that happen. So I'm gonna clear the keyframes. So right click here, keyframes. Now things should be okay. So when I move this camera, the character is moving with us, and we're gonna animate the character in for this shot here. And yeah, I think it's better for a wide. We'll do a wide. We'll start up a little higher, but we'll tweak this later. You know, I don't want to stay married to any of these decisions. This is just to get pen on paper. There's so many times where I get caught up in like the nitty-gritty details. You always have to front of mind, always like you're doing your first pass, you know? Get it out there. We are much better editors than we are do the thing completely correct the first time. Much better editors. All right, so let's another thing that moves is the head here. For the pose, let me just set that pose. Let me get my dope sheet here. You can see the movement there. I'm gonna just erase the initial frame there. Delete frames. Okay. Head doesn't move. Looks like we're all good here. All right. Now let's edit the camera. We'll do this right from the beginning. So we'll go on 1. We'll go to camera. Our character's gonna move with the camera. We're gonna get out of pose mode. There we go. We will set some keyframes here. And we will edit the camera here. So let's Alright, so there's one thing I'm realizing here is I want my camera to point straight down at some point and then move straight down. Right now it's kind of going at an angle. A 1 degree angle. Nope, a 9 degree angle, so to speak. Okay, so one thing I want to do is move it to 0 so it's looking directly down. So we'll do that. And then another thing I wanted to do is move it so it centers to the building. So let's center it. Oh darn, the camera, it's gonna be hard to center. There might be an easier way of doing this. But let's just put in the keyframes where we want it, right? So I'm just lining it up here. I'm just looking at the line at the top. Lining it up and then it's going down. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. And we're gonna go through, and this is not what we're gonna see, but this is, I just want to see what this looks like. Okay, let's see what this whole rigmarole looks like. Here we go. Super fast. I want it to be slow. And maybe I might cheat this and make this building super long. Like just super long. She's going to be going through floors. Floors and floors. Phasing through. Boom, 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 boom. So I want this to be grander. I want it to be in a grander scale than like realistic scales that we have here. Okay. So we're going to go through. So let's, to make it longer, let's just add more frames. Let's go to 300 as my, look at this. You can see Blender blinking on the timeline there. It's like 25, 25, 35, 35, 45, 45. Such a weird thing it's doing, right? Anyway, let's move the keyframe for the camera further out. I do this right on the timeline by hitting G. Let's do 300 frames. Let's see. Okay. I may want to start earlier, but I do like to see the whole thing. So we're going to go in, fly through, boom. Okay. Alright, so one thing I don't like, as usual, is this interpolation. So I'm going to make sure the interpolation for the camera is, I hit T and I hit linear. So it doesn't slow down at the end there. Or maybe it shouldn't be linear. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to make this go faster. Cut it in half. That'll work for now. Now we're going to animate our character in. So we will move this null out of frame for now. And we will hit location for now. And then as we go in, we will move the character into shot. Alright. Or maybe it comes from underneath. We'll put him in the shot right here. See what this looks like. Looks kind of silly, so we're going to do it a different way. We're going to come from underneath is where I'm going to do it. So I'm going to erase these keyframes. Let's figure out where our character is in relation to the camera. Where's the camera? There's the camera. So I'm going to hit 7 to look from above. We're going to make it go from underneath here. There it is, peeking in. Now we'll keyframe this. We will keyframe it again, maybe around 1 second, so like about 15 frames. We'll hit I, and then we'll do it again. We'll go to like 30, and then we'll move them in. There, and then we'll hit I. Alright, so it goes like... it still moves way too fast. So let me do it much slower. Well, the camera goes through the roof. The roof. Let's see. Maybe a little faster. I don't know. I don't know. I think I know what's happening. So what I want to do is, instead of it just coming into frame, let's see. Maybe we can start even closer to the camera. So let's do that. Like right like here. There we go. There it is. That's what I wanted. Boom. So it's coming into camera. Wow. So we see the whole character. She's not gonna be just nose diving into this building. She will be doing flips and stuff. Kind of like Gravity. I just beat this Gravity Rush game, or a game called Gravity Rush 2. Love that game. Beautiful. Beautiful game. Love the falling. Anyway, that's where some of this inspo is. So going in, boom. So let's see. It's action packed, and then we're going in. Bam. Obviously, we'll have some things to be able to see the sizing a little better. Let's put it in now, just so we have it. Let's go to text, I'm going to put just some blocks around. I'm going to do Shift S, cursor to selected. Wherever the cursor is where the things appear when I call them up with Shift A. So that's what I'll do, and I'll put a bunch of cubes here just so we can see some size. This is just for that purpose alone. Oops. We'll duplicate it. Maybe a little small one. Duplicate it. Maybe we make this a little bigger. Bring it up or something. We want them lines. We want to be able to see them lines look good. We just need to be able to tell what the hell's happening. For the top here, I'm gonna just add in some general inset with an eye. I'll place it down. There we go. Now we can really see some stuff here. There you go. For around the edge, I'm going to... What am I going to do here? What happens if I subdivide? Right click, subdivide. And then I'm going to do checker deselect. So select, checker deselect, and then extrude. There we go. We're just adding some detail to this building so we can see what the heck's happening. Maybe there's like these walls or whatever. I don't know. We need deets. We need the deets. Okay, now we can see some relative sizing stuff while she's diving. We'll put in a block over here somewhere too. There we go. There we go. Now when we see it. Okay, great. So let's look at that. Now I'm like, oh, there needs to be more blocks, so let's just duplicate these. We'll put them over here. Just to fill up some space here. Okay. I'm also going to put all these blocks and parent it to, or move them with the same collection as the building. Let's see what if the building has its own collection. Does it have its own collection? It does not. We're going to put all these in one collection just so I'm organized. I'm going to select all the ones, the text, the blocks. There we go. Hit M, new collection. We'll call it my main guy, my main building. There we go. There we go. Just so they're all organized. It's all in one place. Okay, now we can see what's happening. So we're like, whoom. And then we're phasing through here, going through everything. And like I said, we may cheat all this. We probably are. Boom. Alright, so there's a few things I need to do. I need to rename these scene files. So this one is 04 overhead fall. I have to name it up here. I forgot to do that. 04 overhead. Is it 04? Do I have two 04s? I do. I'm gonna have to fix this later. Anyway, that's called 04 overhead, and then we're saving it, and now we're gonna add it to the main scene, and we're gonna tweak it, reassess, and then see what we have to do next here. So also wanted to keep this stream short. I said 1 hour. It's an hour and 44. So let me just reassess, put some notes for myself for my future self, and then I'm gonna go over a shader to see if my idea for this shader works, to do some fake fogs or faking fogs in shaders. So I'm curious. We're gonna see. Okay, so we're gonna open up our falling one, and we'll make sure to call this 04 falling. I'm gonna have to rename all this stuff. We'll save that. Let's open up our main file here. Open animation. Alright, this is where we have our whole scene, where we have the camera go in, helicopter, person moves forward, we cut in, we look down. We have some missing shots here that we will make later, or maybe I'll do them offline. Those are kind of boring shots. But let's add in, let's link, and we're gonna link 0. Well, let's organize this. 04. Oh, that's weird. Okay. 04 QE jump. We'll do scene. We'll put the whole scene in here following. Alright. Same thing. We'll hit a link. And I'm going to link the next one. Overhead fall, scene, the whole thing. Overhead. Got it. Then I extend my length here of time. I thought I can easily do this. I thought there was like a button here. There it is. Bottom right. We're going to add in 600. We're going to make it really long. We'll add in our scenes that we just put it in. So we got 04 falling. And then we got 04 overhead. GM, can you tell me about your artistic background? Kelly. You say, GM, can you tell me about your artistic background? So my artistic background, I originated... so let's start back when I was born. When I was a baby, 19... I'm just kidding. So I really started my career. I went to film school in Florida. I wanted to be like a director to make movies. And while I was working in... Or while I was learning in... to study film and work on sets and stuff. Like closing up and opening up C-stands. I needed to make short films. And I was an IT person beforehand, so I thought like, oh, what's like the closest thing? Cheers reference here. So I wanted to use my technical ability because I was like a tech person. In the film industry, so I'm like, oh, let me do editing. But editing to me, while it's very artistic and very great and I love it, to me it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle, and I want to do a Rubik's cube, you know what I mean? So editing for me is like a jigsaw puzzle, which I like to do, but I really like doing Rubik's cubes, right? So I started getting into VFX. I started doing After Effects. I got really good at After Effects. I got really good with Adobe Photoshop. I got really good with Illustrator. And those are my three main guys for quite a while. I used to do all my effects on there. Then eventually somebody wanted like some 3D stuff, so I'm like, ooh, what should I get into? I tried getting into Cinema 4D. I tried getting into Maya, but eventually I fell in love with Blender, because Blender to me made sense, even back then when people didn't like the UI. So not my spare time, my main gigs outside of Blender and outside of this. Your Rubik's is a lot easier with live action. Yes. So my main thing that I do is I edit, right? I do motion graphics, and I do VFX for like short films, or even feature film. My friend did a feature film. I did like effects for him and stuff. And I use After Effects a lot, and Blender in conjunction when needed to, when I need my own assets and stuff like that. So while I was working on short films, I lived out in California. You know, I was working for like this studio. There's a YouTube channel called Super Deluxe. It no longer exists, but they used to do wacky stuff. And from there, I learned a lot about. They had a program for VR, right? So I attended a VR YouTube space thing. Space thing. So I did VR work. So I started getting into a little bit of game development too. So my artistic background is After Effects, Photoshop, Illustrator. Then right now, hardcore going into Blender and doing animations and getting on the animation side of things instead of live actions. So you're a master of electric toon shader look? A master? Absolutely not. When I make my shaders, I am stumbling through it. Not stumbling through it, but I am It's just like anything. It's just like anything you work on. I just wouldn't use the word a master. I'm definitely squeaking along and sharing what I find with the world, to help the next person. Throughout my whole life, I used a lot of assets that were free or public domain and stuff in all my like works and stuff. So I'm always, when I make shaders, I'm always keeping in mind the person who's going to be using it for like a last minute project because they need electricity and stuff like that. I am still working on the electricity, by the way. Actually, I can show you some processes after this. So stay tuned. Give me like 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, and I'll show you how far I got into my electric shader. It still needs a lot of work, but I definitely will show you where I'm at with it and what I'm trying to figure out and what I actually need from it and stuff. All right, so I got the following. Will you add an outline option to the shader? So, Kelly, I think you asked this last week. To do the outlines, you need to do either the line art modifier or freestyles, right? Or that inverse Hall method. And I think I showed you in the last live stream. Doing it in shader is not it's not a simple task. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's definitely a little bit beyond my ability. And now there's already options that are coming up, like I said, like the line art modifier, the inverse Hall method. Doing it manually, I know that sucks, but you could do it manually using freestyles. So doing it within shader, I would need to do a lot of R&D. I need to do a lot of research on figuring out how to get lines to appear. I'd have to like write my whole own thing to even do that, like maybe involving normals. Anyway, maybe I'll add it, but I definitely there's definitely other ways that you can add outlines for that, as much as I would like to easily do outlines as well. Alright, let's do this. Let me just get this at a place that I like. So we're going, looking down. A little too long. We'll shorten it up. You are a genius. You could do it. Oh, you're so you're so kind. You're so kind, Kelly. I will use that energy and put it forth to my work. You're gassing me up, Kelly. Alright. Look down. And it cuts off of there, right there, right? Alright, I'm just lining up these right here. You got the dragon energy like Kanye. I wish dragons were real, and I wish I could take their energy. Alright, let's play this out. I think it's shaping up. It's shaping up. So, helicopter comes in. All this needs tweaking, by the way. Anybody watching, all this still requires a lot of tweaking. Alright. Helicopter comes in. Boom. Maybe a little long there. We see him. Boom. Character moves forward. Close up. There's a little scan thing. They look down. Boom. They fall. Shoom. They fall down. This definitely needs to be a lot shorter. Alright, so they fall down. Boom. Right here. Looks down. Boom. Nice. Okay. We are making some headway on this, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's not much, but it's amazing. I have a possible add-on Kelly might be interested in. Please name it and I will link it. Alright, let's play it one more time and then we're gonna call. Ooh, my thing's flashing. Okay. Let's play it one more time. It goes. I have a possible add-on Kelly might be interested in. Grease pencil from Mesh, or give me the power and I'll pop the link. I really like Green Man Toon Shader because it doesn't need all the adjustments like Lightning Boy Studio does. Yeah, and that's what I'm always trying to do, make it simple and stuff. Alright, you have the power momentarily. Momentarily, Ferd, you have the power. Use it wisely. You have a 30-second Star Mario power. All right, this is looking great. I'm about 2 hours into the stream, or I can DM the link on Discord, or DM the link. Up to you. There it is. Thank you for your contribution. You have been removed as moderator. Lightning Boy Studio Shader has too many restrictions. Doesn't work with normal Blender lights. That's true. That's true. That's why I kept that in there. Let me see what this is. Yeah, thank you, Ferd. I'm glad you're hanging out. Providing the stuff. For people watching at home on their big screen televisions, this is what the add-on looks like. Grease pencil from Mesh Blender. Sketch and carve. Looks pretty neat. I'm actually gonna check this out too. Blender add-on for converting mesh objects to grease pencil objects with edge filtering for sharp edges. Nice. I think I used to do this manually, but this probably has it a little bit better than that. All right. Thank you, Ferd. He also has a cool sketch and carve add-on. Thank you. Thank you, Ferd. All right. So the stream, I got about 20 more minutes in me. 25 more minutes in me. Let me showcase. Let me do a couple things. First, I have an idea for a shader that I saw answered somewhere that's gonna fake some more fog. So let's do that. Let's work it through. Let's open up. Let's save this, which I think is looking great. I'm really happy with it. We'll make a new Blender. My Blender crashed. Okay, we'll launch it again. Okay, so let me do one thing. What I want to do is I want to add in the city that I have already. So let's go to project files, intro. I hopefully put it in a collection. Imported map Japan. Hopefully it's that one. There it is. Right when I import it, you see it starts fading off. The view clipping, I put it to like 10,000. There we go. We can see everything. You also have to do that on the camera as well. So let me go into the camera. You can see that it's cut off as well. Can't see that far. So let's do that. Camera settings, clipping 10,000. There we go. And then we'll black this out. We'll give this a second view here. Make it big. Make those invisible. Okay. So let's see. Let me go to the city here. Alright, so right now let's see what this looks like. Like nothing. Let's take off the grid. Is that to scale? I think it is. Let's see. Maybe not, but the tallest thing here is 212 meters. Yeah, let's see the default cube. See what he looks like. Yeah, that's how big the default cube is compared to the rest of the thing here. All right, so there's a couple things I'm gonna do. Delete the default cube. Yeah, 212 meters, right? That's like 212 meters times 3 point something, right? 700 foot. Is there a 700 foot skyscraper? Do they get that tall? Is that 70? Is that 70 floors? Okay. What was I doing? We're going into the camera. We are giving ourselves a cool camera to work with. Let's do 1920. Let's do HD instead. Let's do a wide. So let's go into the camera. Let's do wide. So we can see some stuff here. We're going to go into the city. And I'm going to do this fake shader here. This fake fog shader. And we're going to build that out. This may not work. I think I just have an idea that might work here. So let me put in a light here. I don't know, man. I don't live in a country that measures things in feet or washing machines. What do you mean? There's 30 there's 30 doodads in a foot, and it's 15 washing machines for one California-sized king bed. That's 4 twin beds. I don't know if that. Do you guys measure your beds the same too? Are they the same size? Let's put in a shader on here right off the bat. Let's go into the shader editor. And what I want to do is I want to just do these buildings. So let me make everything else invisible. So let's make all that invisible. Tom here with the facts. He says the Empire State Building is about 1,200 feet, and I don't believe it is the tallest building. That is good. So I think this is to scale. This is like a small city in Tokyo somewhere, from my understanding. And Kelly says, GM, where do you live now? I live up northeast United States. So I live in Massachusetts. Okay, so let's give this a shader real quick. Actually, let's put in the world setting here. So let's go to shader. We're gonna go to world. Let's just put some standard stuff here. I'm gonna hit background, Control T. That adds in, background thing. We're gonna change the environment texture, Shift S, and I can turn this on too right here. Increasingly, do you think the new Lord of the Rings show will be garbage? I'm always optimistic, right? I try to stay positive for these type of things, but I think with expectation and precedence, right? We have the movies that came before. It is set up to be probably mixed reviewed or disliked. So I think, nothing's gonna live up to feature-length movies, right? All right, let's do the shaders. We'll put in a converter color ramp. It's at a 45-degree angle. To fix that, I go a roundabout way by adding in a texture that's a color ramp before this. So let's do gradient color ramp. There it is. Now it's up and down. Now these numbers make more sense. I can rotate it. There it is. I can rotate it, so I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. See, that makes sense. We'll go in here. We're going to lower it a little bit. We're going to lower the back. Oh my god, I'm silly. We're going to lower the background a bit. We can see the floor here. I'm going to add in some fun colors because that's what I like to do with my life. So let's add in a couple colors. Some standard stuff here. Maybe like blue, pink type of colors. I don't want to see the bottom, so I'm going to add in a ground plane over here. So let's do that. Add a ground plane. We're going to make this times 100. 500. We're going to lower this puppy down. We're going to even make it bigger. Or no, we'll probably cover it here. There it is. Go back here. We see the ground floor. The ground floor needs a material. So we'll just do this Rhodes one that it came with. Doesn't matter. I just didn't want to see the ground here. All right, our background's looking pretty good. You know, moved correctly. There it is. See, we got the pink going on. These buildings are pink. Let's make them like not pink. Let's just make them white so we know that what's being affected here. So they're dark, they're light. The color's coming from the sky. Okay, cool. Think I'm set up to figure out this shader here. All right, so let's figure out the shader. Let's go in. Let's go to Object. I'm going to select the material here. I'm going to hit Use Nodes for the buildings. This building is, you know, we can change it to different colors. We're just going to leave it white. It's a tough act to follow. Hopefully it's not going to be hot garbage like Wheel of Time. Yeah, like Fred said, tough act to follow. How do you follow a beloved franchise that... Tom, take care. Catch you on the next stream. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you watching. Alright, so let's keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an emission shader just because I want to see the effects here. So let's do an emission shader. It's going to be one color. We'll put it one color here. Boom. And we're going to make sure that this blend mode is alpha blend. Because I'm going to put in a second mix shader that's a different color. And then mix it together here. Okay, so let's see. This is like the basis of what I want to make, right? So I want it to be, man, hopefully this works. The buildings that are closer to be one color, and then it fades into a separate color, right? I think, and it's all dependent on the camera. So let's do input. La 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 la. Light path, and let's do ray length. Let me do a converter here, put a color ramp. Alright. Man, I knew ray depth. Because I could definitely use the camera, right? I could just go into camera data, right? And then use the Z depth. Or not. The distance? I swear, there has to be something here. Hold on. Alright, this gives me a gradient from left to right of the screen, which is kind of interesting. Let's move the mapping. Let's move it with some mapping here. Vector mapping. Yeah, it's doing that 45-degree angle thing. So we're going to put a gradient texture here. There we go. This should make more sense. All right, so this, you can see it rotating barely, right? We're gonna set it up to 90, and then we're gonna move the X. All right, there's our gradient. You can kind of see it. This may just be an interesting effect, but I just want to see if this works the way that I think it'll work. Why aren't you using Toon Shader? Because I'm trying right now a different thing. I'm trying to figure out a different shader that I like to make to fake fog. And the Toon Shader is just a Toon Shader. So what I'm doing is when I make new shaders and I make new things, I have to distill it down to like very simple node trees, so then I can branch out and make them more complicated. So what I'm doing right now is I'm not trying to add on to the Toon Shader. I'm trying to make a new shader that can fake fog within a shader and not have to use the volumetrics within Blender, which can slow things down, so it can cause some flickering stuff while you're working on it. And I'm just really, this is what I'm doing. This is when I make new shaders. This is how I play with stuff. I'm just trying effects to try and get a goal, right? And the goal right now is to like fake a fog. And I had this idea where we can use the ray length, like the length of the light, to determine the color of the material. And then I can like fade out materials. This shader will then help me for the animatic that I was just working on. So it's like for a grander scheme, but it'll be hard to explain why it's going to help me in that one beforehand. But that's why. See, and this is not the effect that I'm looking for here. Let me do input light path. All right. Hold on. I'm going to Google something. Let's see if I can find it. All right. So I'm looking how to use this ray length because I know I've seen it used before properly. Hold on. We could do this. All right. So let's do ray length. And let me just test out something here. I'm going to just put in the red. We're going to figure out this ray length here. All right. I know I'm experimenting here in this last 10 minutes. All right, Googling. Okay. Might give up on this. But then, if I give up on this, I'll show you where I'm at. Then 2 hours go by. So I'm going to try a couple things. I'm going to probably end up doing this offline. I thought this would be something I can figure out on stream, but I'm just going to get frustrated. So let me do this. Let me test out a couple more things. Does it work in cycles? Is that what this issue is? Hold on. We're gonna go to cycles. You got a lot done today. Last week had loads of sidetracking. I did get a lot done. All right, I'm gonna have to. Oh man, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Let me Google one more. Google. I'll show you where I'm at with my electricity shader. And then I'm gonna have to go. All right, maybe it's. I think I found it. It's ray length divided. All right, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. Oh wait, 2 hours ago. You got a lot done today. I just found out there's a Raspberry Pi build for bespoke synth. Nice. Then getting my nerd on with with new Raspberry Pi 400 kit I got this week. Awesome. Yeah, I have a Raspberry Pi, and they're great. I love me some Raspberry Pi. The technology. Like I said, this may only work in cycles. Let's see. Power. I use mine as a as like a media hub type of thing. It like connects directly to my router. If I can get a Raspberry Pi 4B 8 gig model, there are a serious back order. I'd put a local Kitsu server on it. That would be awesome. Okay. I give up on this for now. Even though it looks like I almost have it. Hold on. Let me see. Let me add in one more. Multiply. I think it is here. There it is. This is what I was trying to figure out. Okay. You could see better with like green here. Okay. Something like this, right? Man, I wish I gotta figure out the type of. You can see it fading in the distance, right? To a different color. So I have green. Oh, this is better. So let's do 10 on this one and 10 on this one. All right, we're going the pink section here. Great. So there we go. Okay, and then maybe let's see divide. Okay, it's definitely not divide. What if I just multiplied it? Interesting. So it's definitely power. We'll put the power up. And what if I hit divide instead? Let's see. Nope. Multiply. Okay, you can see this is what I had an idea for, right? So this is like causing like a fade coming out from the camera into a different material. And what's interesting about this, right? Because I was thinking about this, right? Is that I could essentially put in a transparent shader, right? And make things invisible from a certain distance, right? So if I put a transparent shader here. Okay, it's not acting the way that I think it should. Oh, wow. Okay. This is interesting. It's not acting the way that I think it should, huh? Let's make... Wow. Totally not expected. It makes them all individually, like, invisible? I just swapped it. That is interesting. It kind of... see, my whole theory was to use this method for the wall, for the shot, right, of her falling through the building. So when that character or the camera gets close, it'll make that portion of the building floor invisible and then reveal the next floor and reveal the next floor. But this is definitely not acting the way that I thought it should in my dreams. It works good if you're using two different colors though. So like if you put two different colors in here, you could definitely add in an interesting gradient here that looks pretty cool. And I love gradients, so this looks rad though. I love the gradient because then I can switch up the colors. Right? Let's switch out these colors. I guess you have to mess with this. All right. Now, what if we just do like a toon shader and then add in the toon shader here? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Alright, so let's add in this toon shader, which looks great with some tweaking. But what I want to steal from here is the toon shader itself. So I'm gonna steal this, copy. We're gonna switch this back to... Oh man, what is the material we had? Oh, building. Also, I'm in cycles. I didn't even realize. Does it work in Eevee? It looks like it does not work in Eevee, and that is the issue. Okay, so my idea only works in cycles. Right? Because look, we got it here. Boom. And then if we put like a color ramp here, we can make these even more stark. Right? Look at that. That looks rad. Rad, rad, rad. So, you know, we'll put one in each. Right? See, this is like pretty interesting, right? Because then, if I go here, you know, and I take off these overlays, you can see that we have like this fake fog going on. And if I put the same color as my background, so let's put the background to be this pink color, and this to be like, I don't know, a ridiculous color. Purple. And when we fly through, we see that we have kind of like a fake fog effect all done within the shader. But this doesn't work in Eevee, and I don't want it to work in Eevee. But this is pretty cool though. This is a neat effect. Okay. So for the 4 of you guys watching, this is what I was thinking so far. I was thinking about new shaders. Let me show you where I'm at with my electricity shader. Let's go there. Open. Do not save. Lightning. I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah, so this is looking, it's getting there. You know what I mean? Like, this definitely still needs some work. There's still some things I want to figure out about it. It's not really flexible. Like, if I cut this up, let's put a bend modifier on it, alright? Simple deform. Nope. Simple deform. Oh, look at that weirdness that it happens, right? We'll do a bend. Plasma exhaust. Yeah, and it looks decent, you know? Like, it's not like terrible. Like, there's things going on. Obviously this needs more resolution. There's some stuff that I need to work on. You know, we have things happening. Let's see if I can connect these. Hold on. They don't even connect. Wah! So yeah, this is like plasma exhaust, but I'm still trying to figure out some quirks with this. That'll work inside one of those tubes and tanks in the lab shot. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too when I made it. Would work great. So there's quite a few things that I'm still working on with this type of like effect, with electricity. Like these endpoints, I want to figure out how to make them customizable. Like, can they go up to a point? Because right now they just kind of sit there, and if I like even shrink them, they do this weird thing going on here. Like, what is that? And then is it because it doesn't have vertical resolution? So we'll add a bunch of that. We'll select the top half. We'll do this. Oh, maybe that works. Never mind. I just solved it on air. So this is cool. Actually, what I don't want is that top half. I want it at the bottom since the bottom moves so much. So we go, shrink it. There it is. You know, we'll take this off. You know, should we do both ends? Let's see. Alright, we'll get the top, we'll squeeze it in. There we go. I mean, that's looking like something. You know, we change it different colors. Different colors is always fun. Maybe we can add some more colors. plasma. We can make it red, right? Put in a little thing there. Maybe bring down the bloom. There we go. So yeah, so still working. This is what I have for this shader so far with electricity. You know, obviously it's blue first, so it's not fire. There, and I just want to have could you use noise for the mesh displacement and just weight paint the ends so they don't get deformed? Wait, let me read that again. Can you use the noise? Could you use noise for mesh displacement and weight paint the ends so they don't get deformed? I think I could, right? Yeah, that's possible. But there's a lot, yeah. But I'm not gonna get into it here. But there's a lot I want to figure out on how to make this work and be customizable, like even more customizable than it is now. There's like a web of stuff going on here. But I'm getting there. I'm figuring out some solutions here. You know, it's still like paper thin. Like, would I duplicate this and like, I don't know. Oops. Would I, set origin to volume? Okay, would I duplicate it and then rotate on the Z 90? Now it works. Could you use, I get it, you want it to be as procedural as possible. Yes. Procedural and just like useful. Because once it's like, if it's like one thing, then people are like, but I needed to do this thing. So obviously I have two here now, which I guess kind of solves, hold on, an issue here. Maybe, let me check the material here. There it is. Alright, so there's two of them here, which is pretty cool because you can barely even tell that there's two. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool effect, right, that we got going on. And yes, so this is it for the people out there. That's where I'm at. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Thank you, Kelly, so much for your super chats. I appreciate them. Mr. Kelly Johnson. Ferd, thank you as always for hanging out. Faking volumetrics on small bits. Yes. Tom was here. Thank you for being here, Tom. He already left though. Evelyn, if you're watching, thank you for hanging out. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day, a wonderful life, a wonderful everything. I hope everything is the way that you want it to be. I have thanks for granting me the power. I do have some very short quick tip videos coming out in the future. I just have to sit around and not download them, but record them and do the whole process and get them up and stuff. But I do have some quick tips going on. Still working on electricity shader here. I hope all of you guys have a wonderful day. More quick tips. I will. They're so easy to make too, right? Anyway, thank you guys for everything. I'm bigger on the screen. Thank you. Have a good one. Take care. See ya later. Bye-bye. This is my mouse pad, making me invisible. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.